Hey, my name is Eric, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the different food delivery services of Grubhub, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Postmates, but specifically towards you if you're looking to become a driver for one of these programs. We're going to be breaking down pay, the requirements needed to sign up and get started with them, and also in the bottom left-hand corner of the green box are sign-up bonus links along with to-be-determined promo codes that you can take advantage of to increase your amount of pay right out the gates using one of these services. I'll mention that I will plan on updating this document, and you can find a link to it in the description below, along with the links to each of the services and the sign-up bonuses mentioned in the green box. So let's get to the review and kind of talk about some of the finer nuances of these different programs and things that you may want to consider if you are going to sign up as a driver. And what we're looking at here in the yellow columns are the reported Indeed hourly rates along with Indeed salaries reported. And if you're not familiar, Indeed's an online job search engine that allows you to report salary information back to the search engine. And then we also are taking information from Glassdoor. So let's run through row by row and I can show you the information and where it's being pulled from. But before we get into that, there's probably a couple numbers that really jump out at you. It's Postmates at $24.95. Reported on Indeed per hour, and then the Glassdoor additional pay feature that shows Grubhub having an additional pay of $3,000. So let's take a look at Grubhub quickly. If we're looking at these numbers, you can see them right here. We are on Indeed.com. This is showing us 197 employees have reported an average salary of $19.26 per hour. Looking at Indeed on Glassdoor, you can see that it's the average base pay of $12 plus an average additional pay of $3,000. And you can see that the cash bonuses are $14.40, commission sharing is $16,400, and tips is $3,000. I'll go through each one of these and kind of go back, and you can see this information is reported here. So if we're looking at Uber Eats, again, this is 6 employees have reported an average salary of $16.30 an hour on Indeed.com, but over at Glassdoor, you can see an average base pay of $10 with average additional pay of $360. And you can see that this blue chart over here of average additional pay, that is being pulled in from tips. So there's an average additional pay of $360. The cash bonus that it's mentioning is an average of $600. A lot of these services, the way they work is if you go through a specific sign up link, you can get a cash bonus once you complete X amount of orders or X amount of days using the service. This would be a good time to mention to you that I will be reaching out to each one of these services and getting the best possible cash bonus deal that I can for you. So if you go to the description of this video, you will find those links, and I will mention in parentheses specifically what the bonus is for you if you use my link. So going back, we're taking a look at DoorDash. Why don't we see what they line up with on Indeed.com? They've had 23,042 employees report an average salary of $19.12 per hour. If we're looking at that on Glassdoor, again, you can see that they have a lot more going on as far as the additional pay. They do have the average base pay of $11, but the average additional pay is $1,200. And if you're looking down the list, you can see that they do cash bonuses, stock bonus, profit sharing, commission sharing, and tips. A quick Google search tells us that for DoorDash that you can earn up to an additional $300 if you have the right promo code when you're signing up for the service. And again, I'll work on getting those promo codes for you guys. This last one here, let's go back to Postmates, and we're looking at the data here. $24.95 per hour reported by 6,898 employees on Indeed. If we're going over to Glassdoor, you can see an average base pay of $10 per hour. Average additional pay is $900 based on tips. So this is great. You're looking at this and you're thinking, you know what, like, why wouldn't I just work at Postmates or potentially Grubhub based on the numbers that we're seeing on the screen? Well, the one thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to determine which one of these services is adopted the best in your particular area. If we're looking at the overall market share of these food delivery services, you can see that Grubhub probably has the best chance of dominating your market at 34.4%. Uber Eats is 27.9% market share. DoorDash is at 17.9% and Postmates 11.8%. So knowing this data and looking back, it makes makes a little bit more sense that Postmates is paying so much more aggressively at an hourly rate, because they're probably trying to get people to use their service because the adoption isn't there and they don't have the market share. I will say that Grubhub is probably a little bit inflated in some ways because there is a service that you may be familiar with called Seamless. So they merged a few years back. So those two are much larger than Uber Eats, probably because of that merger. So one of the things that I'd recommend doing in your particular town is that you can find just like a famous watering hole eatery, someone that might be doing delivery, and start looking them up on the various services. So here's a good example. I just looked up a famous pizza place. I don't even know if it's famous, but it's in New York City on 150 East 14th Street. I'm from Buffalo, New York, so I'm not used to doing east-west, on the grid that they have in New York there. But Joe's Pizza, you can see, has 3,950 ratings on Grubhub. If we're looking at that on Postmates, it has 111 people that added it to their favorites. And then if we're looking at Seamless, it has 3,950 ratings. And DoorDash, it has 888 ratings. And I couldn't find Joe's Pizza on Uber Eats, so that's probably not the best example, but you get the idea. You can kind of run through, and very quickly you kind of get an idea, based on the volume that Joe's Pizza is doing, that only 111 people on Postmates used this service in New York City versus looks like close to 4,000 on Grubhub, and DoorDash had 888. So that might give you just kind of an idea based on how much people are using that particular service in your area. So as I was making this video, I decided it'd be a good idea to give you a little bit more information on requirements. If we're looking at Grubhub, you can see that you need to be 19 years of age or older, 21 in Chicago, 2+ years of driving experience, iPhone, iOS 10 or higher, or Android 4.0 or higher, and you must pass a background check. Here on Uber, as we scroll down on driver requirements, one of the things that you notice that the minimum age is just whatever it is to drive in your city, as long as you have 1 year of driving experience. And then also they do run a background check, but I'm not finding any information on any specifics as far as technology. Taking a look at DoorDash, as far as the requirements, you can see that you must be 18 years or older, have an iPhone or Android smartphone, and volunteer your social security number. There will be a background check with them as well. I defined that on another page. Our vehicle requirements for driving, you can use any car to deliver, just have a valid driver's license, insurance, and a clean driving record. For Postmates, there's really just 3 main requirements. You must be 18 years of age or older, have a valid driver's license, and must be able to pass a background check. So I did not find information, but I would assume that they would be iPhone or Android as well. So here you have it. There's a lot of information to take in if you're assessing which program might be best for you. And again, in the pinned comment and description of this video, I will provide you any kind of promo codes or referral codes that I can find that will give you a bonus if you're signing up as a driver. Because in some cases, with Uber Eats in particular, I've seen up over $1,000 sign up bonus, where if you get 150 rides in your first 60 days and you do use a referral bonus link, that you will get that extra money. So I will put that information in the description below. All right, guys, give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and hopefully you enjoy driving. If you're just doing it on the side or you're doing it full time, it's a great way to be your own boss and make good income as well. All right, everybody, take care.